Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Hantara virus, however you say it, Hantavirus outbreak is, wow, right before the midterms. Talk about timing, huh? The big Hanta virus scare and the way the rodents, and all the other little animals that get it. You got to ask yourself a question. How do they get it? Where's it come from? Where's it spread? Is it spread from the rats in the sewer systems? And the answer is, and where do they get it? Well, they get it in the sewer. They get it in all this sewage. And there's this great controversy about Delta and Omicron and COVID-19 and all the different variants, H1N1, avian flu, and the reality of what's going on. Just it all centers on how it's transmitted to the rodents and the bats and the ducks and the geese and the birds and the coyotes and the raccoons and the gophers and the moles and the wolves and the deer and on and on and on and so forth and so on. Sewage. And just by coincidence, there's this massive sewage problem all over planet Earth. Boy, you can't make this stuff up. What are the coincidences there? What a coincidence. Holy crap, ladies and gentlemen, the massive sewage problem on planet Earth, and there's all this exotic RNA infection present all over the world. Ask Bill Gates. Bill Gates will tell you. RNA, right? And then you've got physicians, frontline doctors all over the world, man, that realize that all this sewage, it's a big problem. Because the sewage is massively full of bacteria, viruses, all kinds of nasty stuff, where the rodents pick it up. Now, I spent better part of, 60 years, darn near 60 years studying all this. And I've written a lot about the Poop Chute River that runs between Lake George, New York and Lake Champlain. And man, you talk about a septic tank cesspool, old Lake Champlain. And then, of course, you've got the Great Lakes. And then, of course, you've got the St. Lawrence Seaway. Oh, God, the St. Lawrence Seaway. And then this 550 million gallon sewage spill into the Potomac. And then look at all the sewage and crap in China. Oh, God, and all their rivers and creeks and streams. Mexico, Europe, sewage, all over England. So I got a group on Twitter, they're on X, called SERFS, because y'all know you're SERFS, right? SERFS against sewage. And look at the history, look at the research, look at the science, and you're going to quickly begin to understand that I'm not a bullshitter. I'm not bullshitting about any of this. Nah, I ain't bullshitting about any of it. But boy, the old government, particularly in England, man, England wants to cover up all their shit and piss that they dump in all their rivers and creeks and lakes. Holy freaking smoke, I guess so. So folks, I'm going to leave it right there. Enjoy SERFS against sewage. That's SERFS. SERFS against sewage. And get this government to do something besides build stupid-ass gilded ballrooms for this Mafia Don. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it right there. And as always, hasta la vista, God bless. And you can bet one thing, we're coming back.